We've had a group of very brave individuals stand up over the last few months and talk about their experiences in public. And they did that really to inform us as a nation and us particularly as policymakers. And there are some things that are painfully obvious at this point to the entire nation. I think it's obvious that there are people who are subjected to discrimination and harassment and retaliation. It should be obvious that that's unacceptable in our state and in our nation. It's obvious that those victims often don't know their rights, and it takes a while to educate them about their rights. It's obvious that victims often are in positions where they feel vulnerable and unable to come forward at a particular moment. And it's obvious that there are times later in people's lives where they are empowered to do that. And what this bill does is it's a very simple solution to some of those issues by giving more time for those victims to come forward and assert their rights. We allow a longer statute of limitations for a fender bender than we do for people to file claims of serious sexual harassment and of discrimination in housing and in the workplace. That can't be right. It's pretty obvious to me, and I think it's obvious to the people of California, that that's just not fair. It's not fair for people who are in vulnerable positions to expect them to be able to assert their rights and protect themselves when they're in those positions. This simply gives enough time for people to learn about what their rights are, to find counsel, to try to deal with their issues, and then if necessary to move forward. It's a reasonable but very powerful step, and I'm very proud to be a part of it. It's going to be one of many steps that the legislature is going to take this year and in upcoming years to address what's clearly a widespread problem. So again, I want to thank all of our allies in this building, all of our allies in terms of the stakeholders that are working on this issue, and certainly to the very, very brave voices that have been raised. And I look forward to working with my colleagues to make sure that this measure passes this year.